Salam Musumba subsequently requested for a meeting with AW in Brussels, Belgium, where she invited many other people to attend, including the accused, Elias Lukwago, Honorable Semujunganda, Lubega Mukaku, and Charles Romshana. In the discussions at this meeting, AW accepted to join the plot to overturn the government and agreed to be their security. The discussions at this meeting were recorded by AW, and the recording shall be relied upon at the trial. That upon building sufficient trust in AW, Salam Musumba requested JW to introduce AW to KB. This was done, and the two, AW and JW, had an online discussion with KB about the grand plot to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. This culminated into the first physical meeting between KB, that is Kizabesje, and AW on the 29th of October 2023 at Geneva, Switzerland. That the first physical meeting was held in Geneva, Switzerland on the 29th of October 2023 and was attended by AW, KB, Frank Chihere Atkunda, and JW. At this meeting, the group discussed the plot to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. KB requested for military assistance from AW to destabilize Uganda. KB also requested AW to train some of his allies in combat intelligence and paramilitary tactics, which request AW accepted. KB further requested for counterfeit Ugandan shillings with the intention to seep into the economy of Uganda through his collaborators, who he stated to be officials in Bank of Uganda, as a means of raising finance for KB's objectives and also destabilize the economy. In the same meeting, KB, JW, and Frank requested for ricin poison, to poison targeted government officials. That further in the same meeting, KB provided AW with a list of government security installations and military facilities like the 2nd Division, Makenke Barracks, Bugembe Barracks, Bihango Military School, Kachoma Mountain Brigade, Kabarole, Gaddafi Military Barracks in Jinja, Magamaga Military Barracks in Mayuge District, Marine Division, Lozera, Air Force Academy, Nakasongola, Engineering College, Lugazi, Senior Staff College, Chimaka, Singo, Kariguta Training School, Ntoroko Military Intelligence and Security School in Nakasongola District, Machinde Military Barracks, Police School Wevaje, and Oliver Tambo, Kweweta, among others, as targets for attacks. That after agreeing to conduct a training in Kisumu, Kenya, Frank Chiherere Atkunda traveled to Uganda with KB to organize their intended group of people for training. The proceedings of the above meeting were recorded using a covert camera by AW, and the same will be relied upon during the trial. That KW and AW created a strong communication, that is, or relationship through social media, including WhatsApp. KB provided AW with his Swiss contact line number, that is +41 77 81 38 990, through which he frequently communicated with AW on mobile line number +19 54 39 40 141 WhatsApp. During the period from their first meeting on 29th October 2023 up to 16th of November 2024, KB and AW had numerous conversations and exchanged numerous social media messages, wherein KB discussed with AW. Are you okay? Can we proceed? Yes. Wherein KB discussed with AW details of his intention and the plot to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. A forensic extract of the record of their conversation shall be relied upon during the trial. That KB attended another meeting on the 24th of January 2024 in Geneva, Switzerland, which was also attended by AW and JW. At this meeting, KB assured AW that he was committed to facilitate the training of his people to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. In this meeting, KB and JW further requested AW to assassinate the President of the Republic of Uganda using a drone strike. KB undertook to provide AW with the President's movement routine and vulnerable points to facilitate his assassination. In exchange for AW's assistance, KB and JW undertook to grant the Kurdish government company access to Uganda banking sector to launder money, permit the use of Uganda's airfields for trafficking illicit goods, including drugs, use Uganda as a safe haven for Kurdish fugitives, and generally permit the use of Uganda for illicit activities once the plot to overturn the government was successful. That by virtue of his leadership position in PFF, the accused was aware of all the meetings between KB, Frank Chihere at Kunda, JW and AW in Geneva, Switzerland, and the plot to overturn the government of the Republic of Uganda by force of arms, but deliberately did not report to any authority. That on the 14th day of June 2024, KB attended a meeting with AW and JW in Geneva, Switzerland. In this meeting, the participants further discussed the plot to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. KB requested AW to arrange for the training of a selected group of like-minded conspirators from Uganda, who included Samuel Makoha in Kisumu, Kenya, in intelligence gathering, surveillance operations, espionage techniques, and use of drones to be used in overturning the government of Uganda. In the same meeting, KB and JW repeated their request for AW to supply them with counterfeit Ugandan currency, drones, weapons, and grenades, which they codenamed pineapples. KB provided AW with airstrip coordinates 21735 N32134 E6 GHH72VH plus 2P 72 VF plus 2P length of strip, 1,900 meters, 6,233 feet, altitude, 5,266 feet, 1,605 meters, MSC. In DRC for airdropping of weapons. KB further informed the meeting that he intended to use part of the Zambian territory for training and logistics. At the same meeting, AW gave KB $5,000 to facilitate the movement of Makoka Samuel and other selected Ugandan trainees from Uganda to Kisumu in Kenya for training. That the accused knew of the meeting in Kisumu, took part in the mobilization, and authorized the travel of the participants from PFF, who included Samuel Makoha, for the said training in Kisumu, Kenya, with the intention of overturning the government of the Republic of Uganda by force of arms. That during the meeting of 29 September 2024, KB and AW agreed as a way forward to hold a meeting in Nairobi, Kenya, where KB would be able to meet the Kurdish Iraq contact for AW. KB and AW continued communicating to each other via WhatsApp on mobile lines +41 77 81 38 990 and +19 54 39 40141 respectively. The WhatsApp communication chats between KB and AW about convening the Nairobi meeting will be tendered and relied upon in court during the trial. The group agreed to have a follow-up meeting later in Nairobi, Kenya. That the said meeting of 29 September 2024 was recorded separately by AW and another individual who was AW's agent. The recordings will be tendered and relied upon in court during trial. That on the 16th day of November 2024, KB Hajobed Lutale, together with AW and his Kurdish contact, attended a meeting at 108 Riverside apartment in Nairobi, Kenya, to further discuss the plot to overturn the government of Uganda by force of arms. The Nairobi meeting was attended by KB Hajobed Lutale, AW and his Kurdish contact, who was posing as a representative of the Kurdish government company. At this meeting, KB introduced Hajobed Lutale as his personal assistant and a person who was part of the plot to overturn the government of Uganda. At this meeting, KB repeated his request to be supplied with surface-to-air missiles and other weapons to attack helicopters and aircraft as one of the ways to overturn the government of Uganda. KB and Hajobed Lutale also briefed the meeting about their plot to instigate civil disobedience strikes in Uganda, starting with assassination of the President of the Republic of Uganda in March 2025 in order to achieve their objectives. That being the leader of PFF, the accused was aware that KB and Hajobed Lutale, who are also members of PFF, traveled to Nairobi, Kenya, and attended a meeting with AW, whose sole aim was to overturn the government of the Republic of Uganda but he still did not report it to any authority in Uganda. That the accused also knew that JW and Frank Cherera Tukunda approached AW for assistance in a plot to overturn the government of the Republic of Uganda by force of arms, but did not report it to any authority in Uganda. That the accused further knew that KB had approached AW and that the two, KB and AW, together with JW, had held several meetings in various places in which they contrived a plot to overturn the government of the Republic of Uganda by force of arms, but still did not report it to any authority in Uganda. That on the 17th day of November 2024, Kebi and Hajobed Lutale were handed over to the Ugandan security officers from Defense Intelligence and Security at Malaba border, together with several exhibits, which included their mobile phones, 2 pistols, and other items. The two were later charged at the General Court Martial in Machinde with offences under the UPDF Act, by UPDF GCM 040/2024. However, following the decision of the Supreme Court in the case of Attorney General versus Honorable Michael and others, the matter was taken over by the Uganda Police Force, which conducted fresh investigations from 12th of February 2025. As a result, KB Hajobed Lutale and RO12743 Captain Owoladeni Shoya were charged with treason and misprision of treason via Nakawa criminal case, criminal case number A008-2025, 0285-2025, and CID headquarters E033-2025, and committed high court for trial. That the accused was examined on PF24 and found to be of normal mental status. The medical report will be tendered and relied upon during the trial. That police investigations retrieved immigration records and travel history of Kebi, Hajobed Lutale, Simon Utarondwa, and others. The records were analyzed and confirmed that the various individuals traveled outside Uganda during the periods of the alleged meetings and training. The immigration documents and records shall be tendered in court. That since 2021 and all along, AW was constantly providing updates to his handlers within Uganda's military intelligence. He covertly recorded both on video and audio all relevant meetings with KB, Hajobed Lutale, JW, and other conspirators, and shared these recordings with intelligence officers in CMI. He later handed over the electronic gadgets used to make the recordings and the audio-video recordings to investigators. These were forensically examined, and the resultant examination reports shall be relied upon at the trial. That prosecution shall contend that the accused knew KB, Hajobed Lutale, Simon Utarondwa, Joel Wakaima, Frank Tukunda were intending to commit treason but did not report it to any authority in Uganda or use reasonable endeavor to prevent the commission of treason. That prosecution shall further contend that the accused person indicted in this case acted with common intention and in concert with others and is culpable as such. Whereupon prosecution shall contend that the accused person does not have any valid defense to the indictment and he should be convicted as indicted. Salongo, you are committed to High Court for trial. That's the end of the indictment.